He said, and you want to be doing this work I'm doing? You should be working in an office now. I said, you just said it, but it's not easy as you think. I tried to get a job no way, so I want to start with anything. I started working with him. From there, I learned a lot from him. Later, by the grace of God, I was able to save money, and I started my own. From there, the burning desire of the Spirit of God in me was becoming heavier. Until the day a man of God came to Asaba named Bishop Francis Waloke. He came to Asaba in Church of God Mission.
Waloke?
Yes.
I know you.
To preach. And I was at the back. He looked at me and said, you, come. I said, yes, sir. He said, yeah. I was like, hey, you know. Then I came to the front of the altar. He looked at me like this. He said, another choosing vessel. I looked at him and he said, God want to use you. I nod my head. And after preaching, he said, I want to pray for you. He prayed for me. I knelt down, he prayed for me. I love honoring men of God. He prayed for me. I think I remember I was having money in my pocket. I brought that money and I dropped it at his feet. Then I went back to my seat and sat down. The challenges I faced was that, you know, sometimes when the finance is not there, people see you as nobody. And sometimes it gives people the room to disqualify you in your place of qualification. After those years, I think I started having a strong desire. Then, my pastor, who was pastoring me then in Church of God Mission, and I went to him again, and I said, in Asaba now. And I said, sir, I love going out to preach to people. I don't like doing anything outside the instruction of a man of God. And I said, sir, can you permit me? I'll be going out to preach gospel to people. He said, I will permit you, because I've seen it that you have a burning desire to do the work of God. Now that I desire to do the work of God, probably the reason I became a man of God, no. There is something inside of me that always triggers me. I can say it's what I call secret anointing. And until one day, I started going out to preach. I'll go to Johnson, so that I'll meet my pastor in order to get more money. Then I'll gather my own too. I will go and rent this megaphone, because then the church was not having. I'll go and rent this megaphone they normally use for money cry.
I know.
I'll go and rent it. I'll go to some rural areas. I'll be preaching with the megaphone. I'll be talking on the street like a mad person. People will be coming out from their houses and listening. Sometimes I go to a place like market to preach. The desire was becoming heavier. No resting. Sometimes I see myself a whole day, no eating. I want to do the work of God. I want to cover the assignment of the day.
Well, this is heavy, sir.
At times, I'll go into fasting. 3 days, I'm inside the house. Nobody will know. My neighbors will not know. When I come out, then I have the landlady. You'll be asking me, come, this young man, were you around? Were you inside? I say, yes, ma'am. Why do you always lock yourself inside? I say, ma'am, I'm doing something inside. I don't like opening up myself. That's why I said this question you asked.
Sir, is okay, sir, one more question before we wrap it up. You have been married now for how many years, sir?
By the special grace of God, this year is marking me and my wife 17 years of our marriage.
17?
Yes.
Oh boy. All right. My God, I think I need to speak in tongue. Okay, now, sir, as a young minister or as a young brother, how do you suggest, or is the best way a child of God, a God-fearing person, can look for a wife? Like people like us now that are not married, people that are, like us that are single. Now, if you want to advise us now, how is the best way to look for a wife? Because now I know that this 17 years now, it has been the 17 years of blessing,
full of experiences
and the rest. So, from your own experience, which advice will you give us now on how to get a spouse? Please, please don't tell me I should go and pray. Please leave prayer. I know that I will pray. Let's leave prayer. Aside all that prayer, which other things, sir?
You know, sometimes I do hear people say, go and pray for God to give you your partner.
Okay.
You know, sometimes sometimes I don't open up.
Okay.
You know, when you are in the midst of ministers, especially those higher than you, and they are talking sometimes, you forget the one you know, so I can listen to them. I believe one thing in life, that prayer does not give wife.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear? Are you hearing?
Prayer does not give wife. Adam never prayed before he got his wife.
Okay.
It was God who created Adam, and God said, it is not good for a man should be alone. And God, from Adam, God brought out a rib, and God used it to form a living being, which happened to be Eve. But in the aspect of Adam, the way God made Adam was created with some kind of the full spirit of God. And I will say from here, first of all, Adam carries the image of God. Why Eve carries the image of Adam? I know it's going to cause for some kind of a contention and all that. Remember, the Bible said, God and the Son of God, Jesus, is the head of church.
Yes. God is the head of Jesus. Jesus is the head of man.
Why God is the head of the church?
Yeah, Jesus is the head.
Why Jesus is the head of man, and man is the head of wife.
Yes.
Women were made from the man's rib.
That's true.
That is why, before I go further, whatever you want your wife to become is what she will become.
Okay.
And that is also when a man treats his wife badly, in a bad